Hello and welcome to another wedding day. I am here in my car waiting for Lindsay. Well, no, waiting to go in the groom's getting ready. And then we're going to be meeting Lindsay for it is a church wedding today, which is unusual for me. I feel like I do maybe 1 or 2 church weddings per year, maybe less. No, probably 1 or 2 a year. Most of the venues that I work at, and maybe just a quick shout out to the course's website, but there's a lot of content on there about how to become a preferred vendor at venues. And if you are interested in becoming a preferred vendor, like the obvious benefit is that you get to work a lot at that venue. Some people creatively might find that really, really boring to go back to the same venues over and over again and maybe shoot the same one 5 or 10 times a year. I find that my efficiency, my productivity, and just the general deliverables from the wedding day get better every single week. That when I'm at a venue, a lot of times I know exactly what to do if it's going to rain. I know exactly what to do if it's sunny. I know exactly what to do if it's cloudy. I know what the good sunset times are. I know like where that last light is. You can also just look it up on your phone if you have an app for that. But I prefer to know more going into a wedding day than to show up to a new venue. I'm fine to do that. I don't need to go and scout a venue necessarily prior to never being there before, but I do find that I produce better work after doing a few weddings at the same venue. So maybe that's just a me thing, and if that doesn't connect with you, that's fine. The full wedding day that I will be doing today will actually be up as the weekly content over on the members website. So if you haven't signed up, maybe go sign up over there and you can watch the entire wedding day. Today is a bit of a stranger day, perhaps. Also, we're going to talk about the Banff conference or the Banff workshop. It's not a conference, Banff workshop in a minute. And the camera that I'm using today is a Canon R7. And I find it to be an interesting camera because of one piece of equipment that I've kind of attached to it now. So there is this Viltrox speed booster that if you have any of the older EF lenses and you want to use them on your Canon R7, if you use just a regular adapter, say you put a 50 millimeter lens on, the Canon R7 is a crop sensor APS-C. So you put that 50 on, it becomes an 80 millimeter lens, which is fine, I guess. But I kind of like to use the full lens. I want all of the technical positives and negatives that come along with that, especially with something like the older 50 1.2L. I want those corners. I want the way the flare kind of creeps in and just makes this red orb. I want that. And when I'm on an APS-C camera, I find it very difficult to get in a position to actually get that image to happen. So what I've found, or what a person named Mark Shirley on the internet has told me, was to go check out the Viltrox. It's the, what is it called here? The EF-R3 Pro 0.71 adapter. And what it does is kind of exactly what the 0.71 says. It multiplies your lenses when you put them on the R body by 0.71, which means, so you put the 50 on, it times it by 1.6, and then you put the adapter on. I guess you put it all together, but I don't know how the math structure of this works, but I think I'm correct. And then you put the adapter on and it knocks it down by 0.71. So your 50 millimeter lens does not become an 80 millimeter effective lens. It becomes a 57 millimeter lens, which is actually kind of a nice focal length. I love 85, but I find myself sometimes too much in a corner and I can't get the shots that I want. But with a 50, I usually can. So with 57, I'm interested today. And if you're a member, you'll see the full behind the scenes. I'm interested how much of the day I can get through with that lens, because I really, really do want to use it. It's a very, very incredible tool. And I'm just wondering if 57 kind of works for a full wedding day. I know ceremony, I'm going to say maybe I have 3 a year, but we have a church ceremony today. So I think we have a full hour-long mass, and I will definitely be using the 70-200 in that. But through the rest of the day, I don't know. Bounce between the adapter and not the adapter and show some examples and what those look like. And yeah, I'm just generally curious about this. So our Banff workshop, hopefully why you clicked on this video and why you want to come out. Basically, we've kind of unlocked a little bit of a life hack, and the fact that we're just going to be setting up a lot of styled shoots in Banff and in Canmore, I guess also. So what Banff National Park is, if you haven't been there or you've never looked at a picture, I feel like if you've watched a Peter McKinnon video, you've been here. And it's just a beautiful place. There's mountains, there's beautiful blue lakes, and we are going to be taking you there, and we are going to go out on an adventure. And the way that it's structured is that myself and Lindsay will be there. We're kind of the acting hosts of the event, and we are putting this on with Focal. So if you haven't got a Focal website yet, check them out over at bookfocal.com. And Lachlan and the team there are putting this workshop on. And essentially what it's going to be, there are 4 official mentors / instructors, and you get to do a half-day workshop with each of them, which means you get to go out, you get to do photos, and you get to learn from them specifically, and you get to just go between all of them, which I think is a really, really cool dynamic that I've been to. Say, Sam Hurd is one of the instructors. Sam Hurd also photographed my wedding, and to do a full day workshop with Sam is amazing, and you absolutely should. But to do a half day workshop with Sam, and then to do a half day workshop with Nicole Ashley, who's another mentor, and then to do a half day workshop with Carolyn Tran, and then a half day with Scott Robert Lim is an incredibly full circle beneficial experience in so many different ways that I feel like the YouTube content that I've created for years is really focused along the fact that I don't want you to just emulate exactly everything I'm doing. I don't want you to go right now and buy you can get the Viltrox adapter if you have a Canon R7 and some supported EF glass. That is absolutely a good buy, but I don't want you to just emulate every single thing that I've done in my business, or if I'm shooting now a Canon R3. You don't need to go and buy like all the crap that I have. And you also don't have to implement every single business tip and strategy that I give to you. That if you just don't identify with something, or if it just doesn't connect with your core values, don't implement that in your business just because I say it's a good idea for my business. It is all about pulling the bits and pieces from a number of different businesses and eventually creating something that feels very good to you, and more importantly, makes for a happy life. That I feel like the key thing that I learned like 2007, I think, I kind of figured out what I wanted my dream life to look like, and that involved travel, and that involved travel content and travel photos and videos, even though 2007 YouTube wasn't really quite a thing yet, or it was, but not really. And I didn't know that where I wanted to create that, but I knew kind of the lifestyle that I wanted. I wanted to be independent enough from a location that I didn't have to live in one specific spot, that if I wanted to spend a couple of months in Mexico in the winter, or in Paris or whatever, that would be a very easy possibility. And fortunately, I would say it probably took me maybe 6 years of building that lifestyle, but it was something that I was able to do, which is really, really amazing. And I think that is kind of one of the keys to at least the happiness that I found within my business, and unlocking that. And if you can sit down, you can figure out what that looks like to you, and you can pull these bits and pieces from both the business minds of all 4 of the instructors that are going to be out there, as well as the photography styles as well, that maybe they're going to light something a different way, or they're going to interact with their couple in a new way, or talk a little bit more about hand placement, or something that you've never really thought about, but really just unlocks an incredible image. And if you're taking those small 1% boosts from each of the mentors on this trip, you're going to come back with an incredible business, as well as you're going to have the portfolio. You get to, basically, it's like a life hack for starting a destination portfolio and elopements, that you don't have to book one first. That's always been the struggle, that you want to shoot a destination wedding. Unfortunately, you kind of have to shoot a destination wedding first before you shoot a destination chicken egg situation. And we all, or at least everyone that shoots a destination wedding, eventually you do get lucky, or maybe what I would even recommend is, if you know someone that's going to have a destination wedding and they don't have a photographer, like maybe just throw your name in there. And depending on how hungry you are for a destination business, I would even recommend just paying your own way in the beginning, and just make it no problem on the couple. That, like, of course they're going to say yes if you're going to come out. It's like, oh yes, I was going to be in the area anyways. Maybe I can do photos of you, or maybe you do a day after shoot. Whatever it might be. That's kind of the easiest way, I would say, to build a wedding photography or a destination business up until, I guess now. Now you can just come to Banff and we just set up a bunch of shoots for you. So there's going to be 5 different couples. We're going to a number of different locations, as well as you're going to meet just photographers from all over the world. We have some friends from Australia coming, which is crazy. So that's really, really incredible that they're making the trip. Obviously, they're going to spend a little bit more time. They're not just coming for the 2 days of the workshop. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very cool experience where you're going to meet people from all over. I think one of the other massive benefits, and something that I found specifically, I went to WPPI, which is a wedding photography conference early on in my career. And I went with a few different people from Toronto that I kind of half knew. And we were always good friends. But then I met some people from other places, in different places around just North America, and one from Europe. And we started kind of sharing what's working for our businesses, and some marketing strategies that have worked very well in our markets. And now all of a sudden we're kind of non-competitive people, that they don't live where I live. So if I'm booking weddings on stuff that we're telling each other, I'm not taking business directly away from them. And we started a really, really incredible relationship based on that. The fact that we were both, I guess, friends first, but then also had this huge underlying dual success goal of becoming successful in business. And it was a very, very cool dynamic. And those relationships still exist to this day. I would say that I could probably travel to a lot of different places in the world and have a friend to call up and to be like, hey, want to go out and take some photos or want to go for lunch or whatever. I would say that was maybe one of the keys also to this life happiness thing as well. That's something that I find to be really, really cool and interesting, and to kind of open your global perspective and to just meet more people from all around the world, I think is a very, very cool thing. So yeah, come on out to the Banff workshop if you are interested. Take some pictures, get those pictures in your portfolio, book more weddings, and all your wildest dreams come true. All right, that's all from me here in the car today. And I am going to head on in, and there will be some free videos up on YouTube that I'm talking about this Viltrox adapter that would have gone up this week. And then also I talked a little bit about kind of my kit swap and how I went from kind of sort of Nikon / Canon for, I guess, 2020. I was shooting both. And then last year I found myself just reaching for my Canon R6. And then when the Canon R7 came out, it kind of solved all my problems as a hybrid shooter. With Nikon, it was always very easy to switch between photo and video. With Canon, on the Canon R6, you had to spin the top dial, the physical dial, which was kind of annoying and not ergonomically great. With the R7, or if you're on the R5, you can just hit the single record button and be recording in actual proper manual mode. And that's kind of, I guess, why I slowly switched into just using Canon only, even though I definitely prefer the Nikon lenses and I prefer the Nikon files for sure. It was just a little bit easier, and then the front-facing screen is also very, very helpful, or the fully articulating screen was another tipping point for me, again, as a use case of somebody that does a lot of commercial video and also does a lot of self-filmed video content. I found that using the Z6 II was great. I apologize if I've screwed up any of the terms, Z6, R6, a lot of sixes, very confusing. Having the front-facing camera was always great, the front-facing LCD screen, whereas I was shooting blind with the Z6 II. It worked out most of the time, but there were definitely a lot of shots that I was like, it just got a little bit brighter. And then in my mind, I'm trying to talk to a camera, which I'm traditionally not very good at already. And now I'm thinking about the technical, if I'm overexposed, and it just kind of pulls me out of whatever train of thought I have. So yeah, definitely that's kind of, go check out that video if you're interested in that. That's all for me today. And the full wedding day video. See, got distracted, got brighter. No, I'm kidding. There's just a lot of people that just all exited a strange and unusual place on a Saturday. Maybe that'll be in the video. Yeah, so go check out the full behind the scenes wedding day over on the members website right now, or go check out my Viltrox video that's up on the YouTube if you want. And I'll see you again another time. And if you want more info about the Banff workshop, it is bookfocal.com/Banff, which is BANFF. See you.